Welcome back to Questing for Glory, Hope, and Healing. We have some wonderful donations that just came in a little bit ago. We have a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much. You are super awesome. And a $30 donation from Etchy. Thank you. Everything you donate goes to NAMI. NAMI is a wonderful organization that helps with mental illness. And NAMI wants you to know that this is a rough time. This is a rough year for a lot of people, and it is okay to not be okay right now. You are not alone. If you are interested in supporting NAMI, which provides education and support, awareness, and advocacy for mental illness, please consider donating if you are able to. We want to thank everyone who's donated so far in this marathon. We have raised a ton of money, and it's going to do a ton of good. Next up on our schedule, we have a really cool run by MSKain, who will finally end the scourge of Kender across all of Krynn, or so I am told. And we all know, anyone who has played a D&D campaign with a Kender will know that they are chaotic neutral horrors who must be defeated. So take it away, please, MSKain.
All right, welcome to AD&D Champions of Krynn, the first gold box game set in the Dragonlance saga. I am MSKain, the premier runner of gold box games of many sorts, and with me to help provide commentary, I have the first man to run this particular game, David TKI. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm David.
I already said the name, so that guy ruined it, but whatever. First thing we need to do is make some characters, so...
Yeah, I am going to check the bid war. It looks like no new bids have come in, so I can read off the names for you if you like.
Sure. What's our first name?
The first name is Anime.
Is that the highest on the amount?
You want the highest first? Yes, I can give it to you that way.
Yes, the most. Let's start with the most and work.
Yeah, the highest is David.
Okay, David.
Hey, it's me.
The second highest is Weiss, W-E-I-S.
Okay.
Next up, it's Thoriandin, T-H-O-R-E-A-N-D-A-N. Next up is my favorite, which is Parabol. 2 words with an exclamation point at the end. Both words capitalized.
Okay, give me a pause for a minute there.
Sure.
Sylvan SD Elf is okay. We need to be a cleric mage. This is going to be the white mage, so we are Paladine, I think. I don't usually create the characters, but that's fine enough for white mage. Readable stats, no. Okay, this is Parabol.
Parabol.
With the exclamation point.
With an exclamation point.
Because we can do that.
Yeah.
Should have made that one white somehow, but well. Okay, and finally, nope, that's not right. Sylvanestri again, Cleric Mage of Reorcs, which is actually very important. Let's see, and this, what's name number 5?
Jeff. J-E-F-F.
All right, Jeff. Okay, and now we need a baggage character who can be anything.
Oh no.
Okay, and what's our 6th name?
Go. Just as many as you can fit.
Okay, go.
I think that's fitting for baggage.
Yeah, I think so
that's
too.
right, fitting for baggage. All right, and now we need some characters to sacrifice for our greater good. They need to be human knights.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get another name.
Sure, we have Football Dino, 1 word.
Okay.
The F and D are capitalized.
Doesn't matter, they're all caps in the game.
Okay.
All right, another human knight. Okay, another name?
Demon Chocobo, 2 words.
And 2 more knights. That name is?
Anime.
Okay, 1 more, last one.
The one that's going to make me hungry. It is Arby's, with an apostrophe if possible.
Yep, it is possible. Okay. First, we need to add David, and Anime is fine. He's one of the knights. So knights start with plate mail, long swords, and shields, and so we get to we can take their equipment and give it to fighters who do not start with that equipment. And then Anime has done his job, and he is gone. Let's see. Next person is now I can't remember the names. Weiss was the next warrior. Okay, and Arby's is a knight. So Arby's stuff goes to Weiss. And goodbye, Arby's. We no longer require Arby's. I need to see if I can do something about that screen being fixed. All right, and then Thorian Dan is our final fighter. And we need another knight, who is Demon Chocobo. All hail the Demon Chocobo. Did I get all this stuff? I did. Okay, and now we drop. Goodbye, Demon Chocobo. Football Dino, and Paraball is the white mage. We only need his plate mail. And finally, Jeff gets added to the party. Go, Go, Go will not be featured for a while yet. So now I'm going to modify my characters. David, you want to explain what modifying the characters is about and why we do it?
Yeah, sure. So in D&D, you roll your character stats, and they end up some number between 3 and 18. But one of the things that Goldbox Games does is allows you to modify your character before you start your adventure. So we're just taking advantage of that and putting every stat to maximum, including hit points, because hit points are rolled per level. This is something you have to do at the beginning of the game. Once your adventure starts, you can't do this anymore. But we're just trying to get the best party that we can get.
Yep. It may seem a little unfair, but otherwise you'd be, rolling for hours and hours to try to get the good stats that you need, and it gives you the opportunity, so just might as well make use of it.
Yeah, I think the original intent was for you to be able to, recreate a favorite character or something, and not have to re-roll to... But it works just as well to, just have all 18s. Some of these games are difficult enough that you really do need it.
Yep. All right, so now our party is ready to go. And so we begin we start time when we select beginning adventure. So let's, before we begin though, I am going to play with something and see what it does. Because that is bothering me. Keep an eye on what the stream is looking like.
Chat is demanding we enhance. Just to let everybody know, we do have some bids coming up for the next game, Death End Quest, for true ending or bad ending,
Okay.
as well as the voice acting. So keep an eye out for that.
All right, we'll go with that. Okay, so begins our Dragonlance adventure. Let's go ahead and start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so our adventurers start, and we've joined this caravan to go out to this land, and we're about to go adventuring for these people. We're met by this old knight named Sir Carl. We have to go to Throttle first, and first thing we're going to do is alter our speed, so we go fast, and then we set the level to Novice, which is going to do a couple of things. Can you explain those for me while I'm memorizing spells?
What I remember from seeing your run is that, well, first it's going to make sure enemies have lower HP, which kind of helps with cleaning them up a bit, but it also makes you less likely to be interrupted while resting, which can be really helpful sometimes because we have the 2 mages in the party, and well, they're kind of the ones that are going to make everything work. Like, the fighters are just cleanup, the mages are the real workers here.
Yep, that is essentially the case. So, whoops, that was not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. So these fighters are going to be on auto combat for most of the game. The mages will actually have to do tactical things, but really, considering how fast the game goes on auto, it's best just to leave let the fighters chase down people and chop them up. The computer can select targets pretty much as well as I can, really. Whoops, we accidentally took them home, which we're not supposed to do, which loses a couple seconds, but that's okay. So Throttle, this city has been taken over by minions of the evil goddess Tarkesis, I believe is her name. Am I pronouncing that right?
I always thought it was Takesis, but I don't know. My familiarity with Dragonlance is basically through this game.
Mine too, so. But yeah, the evil goddess Tarkesis, or whatever it is pronounced, she's started this war here and we're joining in on it. And Throttle is our first place of attack. So, you want to explain the power of sleep and hold person spells and why they are both a boon and a blessing to us in early game?
Oh yeah, so sleep is a very useful spell that is going to make anywhere from 1 to 5 monsters fall asleep at a time. But monsters that are sleeping are helpless, and so our fighters are going to be able to pretty much one-shot them. Sleep kind of targets random monsters in an area. Hold Person will let you select up to 3 targets and paralyze them, and that's going to have a similar effect. But it's both a blessing and a curse because enemy spellcasters can use those spells too, and if they use them on you, then that's pretty bad news. And this game throws a lot of spellcasters at you, so pretty much everything in this beginning game is scary because you want to get your spells off first and safety save often.
Yeah, I've got a comment in there that sleep is way overpowered and then gets useless, and that is the case because it only affects a certain hit dice of monsters. One of the reasons it's overpowered is that there is no saving throw against it. But if monsters have too many hit points, they can't be affected by sleep at all.
Yeah. By the way, shoutouts to Montana Cake Eater in chat. He is the world record holder for this game.
Yep, indeed. He's got a sub 45 now at this game. I just barely got under an hour with my best run recently. One of the things that I'm doing here that is normally done, but I like to do, is picking up this Lord Strangeborn. He's a bit of it takes time to put him in the front of the party, but he helps out a little bit in this upcoming fight. So these are some of the first very dangerous mages and clerics we have to deal with. That was good. And that was not good.
Yeah, clerics are the ones that you really have to watch out for because they're the ones that are constantly casting Hold Person. The mages tend to cast Magic Missile, but sometimes they can throw out a Charm Person, which is not very good either. But that's a lot less common. The clerics are always bad news.
Yep. Magic Missile is pretty weak in the early game, so we don't have to worry much about it. Charm Person, depending on where it goes, can be extremely evil. Your elves are supposed to be immune to Charm as well, but that doesn't actually follow. I had a run recently where at the very start of battle, one spellcaster cast Charm on my mage, and then he held person all 3 of my fighters, and so I had to reload that battle. Now, because this is easy, I can just fix up after that fight, though, so losing those characters wasn't too terrible. So now I've rescued these two leave, and now we have to go and do one other task here before we can move on to the temple. So the story is, bit as I remember it in this area, is that there are some dragon eggs here at Throttle, and this is what the evil forces are after. Because one of the primary antagonists of the Dragonlance series are Draconians, who are dragon people. And they are, I believe, if I've learned this lore correctly, created by using dark rituals on the eggs of the good dragons. Because this being Dragonlance, it is a very dragon-centric D&D setting.
Yeah, there's 5 variations of Draconian that you might run into during the run. Each will get introduced as you go on. Right now, the only ones we're seeing are the Baz Draconians. They're kind of simple little fighters. They turn to stone when killed and then crumble into a pile of rubble, and sometimes that disarms your fighters. But you get your weapon back after combat.
Yeah. They also have a small amount of magic resistance, which means they just have a percentage chance of spells not affecting them at all, no matter what spell it is, which is usually not a problem, but sometimes you throw an area effect and a bunch of Baz will actually resist. You have any left? No, I need to memorize some more sleep spells, actually. I have left this old person, so I need to rememorize my spells before the next fight. We also have giant centipedes, which are actually the other most, besides the clerics, the most dangerous and nasty thing in here. Do you want to explain what the problem with poison in first edition D&D is?
As I remember it, poison instantly kills you, and not only does it kill you, but you can't resurrect the character unless you neutralize poison first. If I'm remembering right.
That is wonderful first edition D&D poison. No damage, you know, if you miss your saving throw, you're just dead. Which is really awful. And so it's a super basic monster with 1 hit point, but it's the scariest because if it hits you and you fail that save, your character's dead, and we cannot afford to go to a temple and do anything with our characters. We just have to reload. Now, here is one of the battles that's a contest. If we hold person this guy first, we win. If we do not, we lose. Then we just turn the undead, and it's a very easy fight. Because he will hold person our characters, and then we're in big trouble. Now we're going to go back to town to train.
Can I jump in with a quick donation?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we just got $5 from Leonia19. Thank you very much. You're super awesome.
Unusual.
Yeah, I kind of miss the quality of life editions in the later gold box games where your name turns purple when you're ready to train.
Yep, some of the later games added a whole lot of interesting things to it. That was one of them. Your name would be purple because you don't just level up when you get enough experience. You have to come to a training hall. At least in this game, unlike some of the earlier gold box games, you don't have to pay money to train. That was where all your money went. Of course, without it, you don't really spend any money at all. Okay, so now we have got this key from the cleric. We can go into the secret temple. Monsters attack, because of course they do. We turn the undead. Yep. First edition has all sorts of funny rules in it, including the fact that all of our characters are male and pretty much have to be, because in first edition AD&D, females could not get as high of strength. So, oh geez. Well, the good news is we both have. Normally, my white mage does not reach level 3 from that first adventure, but because 2 of the fighters were unconscious, he actually happened to. Okay.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah. Makes me glad, because usually when I get 2 holds like that, I just go ahead and reload, but I decided to go ahead and take it and see what happened. Turned out for the best this time. That was a wonderful sleep. Well, whatever. That's going to be pretty useful in the next fight as well, which is really dangerous.
Yeah, I think you're about to interrupt a dragon egg corrupting ritual.
That is correct.
Excellent.
Did you just...
And this is one of the problems with the games. I use a lot of safety saves, and especially good because it's a marathon, but the more you save, the more you have to do this. Getting started quickly. 9 is load. Okay. The GOG.com people provided a quick sheet to show those, but they couldn't break it like they did with some of the other gold box games, so that can lose some time. And then I didn't go and cast it. Oh well. All right. First people we need to hit are the clerics. Oh, good, good, good. And we got a charm.
Oh, boy.
We can fix that though, which I'm going to go ahead and do.
David is charmed.
Not anymore. I dispelled him. And we've got 2 holds, and then he got charmed again, and I don't have a dispel this time. Well.
I'm ready to meet my fate.
Yep. But luckily, thanks to making those helpless, we can take them out easily with our staff slings. Pretty soon we're going to get better items for these cleric mages, and they won't have to worry about staff slings, or for the most part, spells. David is really tearing us up, too.
Oh no!
This is ridiculous.
I'm not going down without a fight.
And theoretically, we should be attacking him from behind, but this is first edition D&D, especially at low level. It's a misfest. Eventually, the charm spell might actually wear off.
I'm having flashbacks from actual tabletop games.
Yep. I think David is winning this 1v4 competition.
I was not expecting that. But yeah, this whole beginning section in Throttle is really brutal. You're at your lowest level. Throttle is a very big map dungeon thing. And you don't get any of the good stuff until like 2/3, 3/4 of the way through it.
Yep.
But once you do get the good stuff, then this speeds up a lot.
Okay. Oops. But because he was charmed, he's not on auto anymore. Always throws me off when that happens. I don't know if he can reach, but I'll go ahead and give it a try. He can. All right, and now let's turn the undead. You can't turn the undead anymore. Utter failures at turning the undead, but our warriors took care of them, so we're fine. All right, now we're entering this area soon. We have a few more set fights, and then we're going to have to deal with the oh, that's bad. Both failed. If you hold person on less than your 3 targets, you do get a bonus to the chance to hold. Okay, good. His charm failed, so he only has 1 charm and 1 magic missile, so at that point, that's fine. Yeah, moon phases, there are white, red, and black mages in this game, and the moons affect their power. White, red, and black mages aren't like the ones in Final Fantasy. They're all magic users. They have the same spell list, but some restrictions. Mostly it's alignment based. White mages are good, red mages are neutral, and black mages are evil. And at the face of the moon, they actually get bonus spells if their moon is full. I'm going to have them both cast just in case, because I can. All right,
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about it then.
I think if the moon is full, they also cast as if at a higher caster level.
That might be the case as well, and would explain why so much of the time they... Of course we have a big monster fight there. Now we can kill a lot of rats very quickly because rats are creatures that are vulnerable to sweep attacks, which is kind of a weird second edition thing that was in this game. It enables fighters to attack. We can actually flee from this fight, and it's gone. Now attack this one. But fighters can attack a number of targets equal to their level who are right next to them if they are all of a sufficiently low hit dice. Goblins, rats. Okay, that is kind of rough, but...
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
look at just how many clerics and mages are in each fight. You're having to fight like anywhere from 1 to 4 of them pretty much every single encounter.
Yeah, luckily this is the last really dangerous fight. It still can happen, but is a lot less likely because we're going to get some powerful magic items that are going to, or a powerful magic item that is inexplicably going to become many, that is going to allow us to instantly wipe out large groups of enemies. Make our way in here, and we take this wand for Jeff. It's a safe place to rest, thank goodness. And now we are going to actually memorize some magic missiles with Vikvit. Some more hold persons just in case. Okay, now we're going to save the game and we're going to quit. Whoops, nope, that isn't the right game. Did that again.
Oh no.
We're not playing Full of Radiance today. I do that
Oh.
sometimes. I've got all my gold box games on my taskbar for easy use. And it's been stubborn to me lately and sometimes taking a while to load, but it'll get there.
Okay, I'll jump in and say that we have a bid war coming up for the next game, Death and Request. Right now, the true ending is ahead by only $4. It's 75 to 79. So get your bids in if you want to change that. Also, you can choose English or Japanese, and English has $1. For $2, you can make everyone listen to Japanese.
All right, and David, yes, go ahead and explain this, what I'm doing now with these characters.
Sure. So, in the room that we're resting in, one of the items that we picked up is a wand. That wand is a wand of Ice Storm. Ice Storm is a 4th level spell that's going to do a lot of damage in a kind of small radius. It's not as big as Fireball, but because the way this game works, we're going to be moving that wand from one character to another, and then removing the second character. But then we're going to remove the first character and not save what we did. Then when we bring both characters back, we effectively have duplicated the wand. So we're making many copies of this wand and giving them to both the mages so that for the entire rest of the game we can use Ice Storm on anything we want. And this is super good because 4th level mage spells are pretty much endgame magic. So we have a lot of ordnance now.
Yep, and that's why we leave the fighters on auto, because now at this point, they're mostly just going to be tanks soaking up things in the front row, while our mages are going to obliterate pretty much everything all by themselves. One there, okay. So this is enough wands for the entire game. And so now, we aren't done with Go 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 quite yet. He will have one more starring action, but that's it for now. And now we're able to move on, and I didn't get a... There are some places where the AoE of this... Oh, God, and of course, they're going first. Oh, I can drop this now. Okay, they're both casting. Well, sorry, you're going to have to take some damage, Vice. But we took out both clerics with that. Now we can turn the undead. Because undead are immune to ice storms, which is a bit of a problem, but turn magic can, turn undead can insta-kill them. So now we're finally getting some armor for Jeff. So one of the reasons Jeff didn't have any armor is that there are a lot of enemies who, if their morale breaks, they will either run away or surrender. If we are faster than they are, they will just surrender, which saves a lot of time. So having one character who can move at max speed, 12, is really handy for speeding up the run. Certain things like the Baz Draconians who move 12, they'll just run away instead, but they will be so fast they'll get away soon enough that it isn't a problem. And I can't do anything about them anyway. But just being able to keep other monsters from running can save a lot of time and be worth having one unarmored character. But now we've picked up this magical chainmail, which gives us the still max movement speed, and gives him armor that's nearly as good as plate mail. So unfortunately, I didn't go far enough. which is a bit of a problem. The biggest problem with... Oh, I can target there. That'll do it. Good. The biggest problem with the Wand of Ice Storms is that it's pretty short range. It's also generally less damage than fireballs are, but the good news is you don't get a saving throw for half damage. So overall, they do average a little bit more damage, but in a smaller area, and again, at shorter range. Unless you roll just really badly like that. All right, so while we're moving through here, we're just fighting through hordes of people trying to recover the rest of the stolen dragon eggs before they escape from Throttle. So if you've got anything else to say, any donations have come in or plugs you want to make, now's a good time.
Well, the first thing I want to do is to say, I used to see you in my best Schwarzenegger voice. And the second thing I want to say is that there's a lot of people out there who might need help right now, and NAMI has a helpline at 800-950-NAMI for support, information, and referral. So if you're someone who maybe can't afford a therapist or might need some help, feel free to go ahead and call them. I'm going to put that number in chat.
Okay, just undead and fighters, that's fine. And actually, that's convenient too. So the biggest problem is when we get random encounters in this formation right against the wall, because the tactical maps are very based on actual locations here. SSI was very good with their tactical things. They started as a computer war game making company. So we wait for these guys and they charge. Thanks to Montana for pointing that out. I always attacked them and it was a mess of a fight because you had to run to get close enough to hit them all. Just awful. But if you just wait for them, they'll charge and they get in close, and then you can blow them all up just as you'd like. Now, turn order RNG is still a thing, because if they get their spells off before wands get off, we can have lots of problems. The 18 dexterity helps. That does affect initiative. In this game, they roll that just like in pretty much every edition of D&D. But it is definitely a lot less of a problem in... It still can be a problem, but being able to instant kill since wands go off instantly helps a lot. Now we have the last big fight in Throttle. We're almost done with this town. Phew. White Dragon's going first. Luckily, they don't do a lot of damage. And yes, these have limited charges. I've used up one of my wands, so now I have to ready another, which is why we dupe so many of them. Unfortunately, there's just really nothing else in the game that gives us access to really fast ways to kill the enemy, so that's what we go with. Okay, and that's Throttle done. So now we're going to the next area, Jellic. First, we're going to this outpost to level up.
Yeah,
It
Jellic
doesn't really matter what we learn, but I always learn Stinking Cloud out of habit.
Yeah, Jellic is kind of a it's a little bit of a troll town in this game. First of all, Sir Carl gives you a quest to get a rose from there, and he makes it sound like a side quest, but it's actually a required quest. And the other bit is that as soon as you enter town, you're immediately saddled with a party member who's constantly interrupting your sleep, going away and letting ruffians attack you, then coming back. It's kind of a troll town.
Technically, it's supposed to be the third place we visit, but it's actually more convenient to visit second because you run away from these guys. Yeah, so he just pops up and leaves and says things, and we ignore him. We come into here, and then he reveals his true colors when we want to go into the graveyard. Our real mission here is to collect the next super powerful item we need, a Wand of Fireballs, which will be a slight upgrade over the Wand of Ice Storm. In range and in overall AoE. And I'm going to have to damage my fighters here because that Elvish Rogue will cast Charm Person spells and make my life miserable. So, just like in the Pokemon run we just saw, sometimes you have to sacrifice your own units for the greater good. I really hate doing that. It's a little bit faster to refuse her because she takes up a little bit of experience, which isn't a big deal, but she has a little bit more dialogue than the others and isn't super duper useful. Because we have wands. We don't need any other party members. And with that, she is the last real party member we'll have. Now some black dragons. Luckily, dragons in first edition AD&D don't have a lot of hit points, so on novice they have even less, so we can usually wipe them out with 1 or 2 wand shots. Okay, and here's what we really need. There's a bunch of ghouls in here. Unfortunately, they're immune to Ice Storm, but they aren't immune to being turned. So, really easy. Take our next wand. Whoops. Back to the outpost, go to the hall. We can actually train again, because that's how much experience we've been getting. All right. And now we add Go back to the party, and we get this new wand and trade it to Go. Drop, and we do the dupe again. Again, if you have anything while I'm doing this second round of duping.
Sure. Yes, we want to thank our logo and promotional banner artist, Kevin. You can find him on Twitter at KButtsCorner with a K. He's done all of the artwork since the first Questing for Glory in 2017. Everything that we're receiving in donations for this marathon benefits NAMI. Oh, and they want you to know that it's okay to not be okay right now, and you are not alone. You can go to NAMI.org for more information about their education, support, awareness, and advocacy.
All right, that's almost the last round. Oh, actually,
If you made a mistake with go, would it be a clerical error?
I guess it is. You can be 1, that's fine. Okay, just... Now his name has been changed to 1, but that's okay. We're just about done with go. Go.
I think his family name is Stop.
Probably. Okay, that's enough. I got too many there. All right. Okay, now we go to Gorgoth, where the Dragon Lance is held. We need the Dragon Lance because it is a super dragon killing weapon. We don't actually need it, but we do. We bluff our way into the city. We immediately get contacted by some rebels who get us dressed up, so we're supposed to not be attacked, although I often get attacked anyway. Like right now. Thank you for not using a spell on your first turn, Mr. Cleric, since you got to go first so quickly. Turn the last undead. Rats are already running away.
Flee, rats.
Not often that rats actually have a morale break. Usually just die too fast. Okay, now these Draconians are guarding the secret entrance into the keep. It's a blank wall and Draconians are disappearing into it and they're guarding it, so it's not much of a secret. It's not the only secret base that isn't very secret in this game, as we will see. Oh, we found a secret door. And another secret door. And another secret door. And these ones pour through as soon as they realized we've seen through their clever plot.
Yeah. We're introduced to the second variation of Draconian here, the K-Pax. K-Pax, they lick their weapons in Totem and Venom. And so they can be a little bit scary because they hit you, there's a chance that they paralyze a party member. So, something to watch out for. They also they dissolve into pools of acid when killed, but that's not really going to be important.
No, luckily the AI is smart enough to go around the pools of acid, so it just creates a little bit of a basically terrain hazard.
Oh, I thought you were hitting them so hard you were turning them to goo.
You could interpret it that way. I would not gainsay you.
Maybe they were turning into goo 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 goo.
Nice. All right. Now we enter the keep and get attacked again, because of course we do. Because there are a lot of battles they throw at you right in a row in this game. One of the enemies went first and ran off around the corner. That's really brilliant. I can't even remember his speed, if he's going to surrender or not after we've blown up all of his friends. I think he is fast, but that's okay. So is Jeff. He did surrender. Okay, that's fine. Oh, come on, seriously. Okay, snakes are bad because, again, poison. Yeah, that'll be fine. One of the best things to know how to do is just the overall range that Ice Storm and Fireball will hit, respectively, and so when it's good to use the smaller AoE and when it's better to use the bigger AoE, especially in confined spaces like this. So this keep is very weird. It's got some, let's see, which way am I going again? Down here. Trying to find all the, until you get to this part where the stairs are right next to each other, they're very confusing, and of course we have a bunch of monsters right there. I have no idea how many I can safely hit, but, oh, okay. Let's take out all centipedes at least so we won't have any poison. Rats are supposed to have disease, but I don't think disease was ever programmed into the Gold Box games. Oh, he ran off, was down there.
Can your clerics memorize remove disease?
It's a 3rd level spell. They can memorize it, yes. But again, I don't think it was actually programmed into the game at all. So there's places, this is where the Dragonlance was supposed to be, but they already stole it. However, we can pick up a nice longsword. Don't pick up the great sword, though. The two-handed sword is a cursed berserker weapon, so that you'll kill the party with that, as if you were charmed by the enemy already.
I'll go ahead and mention that 1 in 5 Americans lives with a mental health condition, and fewer than 50% of adults living with these conditions will receive treatment each year. Many factors contribute to this, including stigma, lack of access, lack of knowledge, and resources. If you feel you need help, you can call the NAMI hotline to speak to them for support, information, and referral. We'll put that in chat.
Okay, so now we're chasing Mirtani, the evil draconian who stole the Dragonlance, up this tower. Naturally, we're not going to be able to catch him, even though we're blowing up these things so quickly with our wands we're not supposed to have so many of. Again, close quarters, better to just use the Ice Storm so I cannot do damage. You can do I generally prefer not to damage my characters unless I have to, but your fighters get a lot of hit points really fast, so they can actually soak quite a bit of damage. I am going to damage them here because it's less than you would get from letting all 3 dragons breathe on the party. Now we have to go down the staircase and all the way back out of here. Having been defeated because Mirtani got away with the Dragonlance. What great heroes we are. Don't worry, we're about to be even better heroes. Although we are slightly more effective heroes than the ones in Questing for Glory the other day. We're actually saving some people.
Yeah.
That was a good random encounter. Alright, on these stairs, now let's hope I don't make a wrong turn here, through here, and this is the secret way out. And that's Gorgoth done. Now we come here. Now they want us to do a bunch of things, visit a bunch of places, but they are all optional, so we're just not going to do them. Instead, we're going to wait around until Crazy Lady comes and tells us her lover has been kidnapped and we need to help save him. That's the next thing we're required to do. So we leave, we enter. Okay, I do need to visit the inn and memorize this very important haste spell because it is super awesome. And some magic missile spells just in case. They can be useful in close quarters if I don't want to... Actually, I ought to go ahead and fix up too. And my constant safety saving gets to me again. Combat 7 is active. Come on.
Another thing that surprises me about this run is that we don't have any knights in our party. There's actually entire side quests dedicated to the knight, and they're supposed to be like important party members, but they level up slower than fighters, which is the main reason we don't use them.
Yeah, but they have access to the best armor in the game. They start with plate mail, which is why I used to start with knights until Montana Cake Eater came up with the strat to give your knights armor to the fighters, because they do get they are better hitters, being leveling up quicker. But also you get the best armor in the game from them. Now we've discovered the secret base. That was very well hidden, wasn't it? And well, we suddenly have a dragon with us. Where'd this come from? Okay. Dragon didn't have to do anything. Yes, she says I'm actually a dragon, and I've got a human for a lover. Deal with it. We're like, okay, we're not judging.
Yeah, we're seeing the introduction of Bozak Draconians now. They cast spells, including lightning bolts, so they can hurt a bit, and they explode when killed. So our frontline fighters are pretty much going to be taking incidental damage here or there anytime we see a Bozak.
Do they have any mounted enemies? Any Bozak horsemen?
Nope. Okay, so Thrakral was dead. She runs off in a rage, and now we're supposed to come in here and rescue all these prisoners. The game tells you very loudly that if you leave, you will let them die, but we don't have to save them. So sorry, we got more people to save. The needs of the many and all that. See you guys later, or not, as the case may be. So we're just going to
Robin.
yeah, we're gonna nope out of here and move on to the next area. If you go back to the stronghold and talk to your leaders, they will censure you for reprimand you for letting all those people die, but they don't do much else, so oh well, sorry. Nope, did take a wrong turn. Down here. Okay, there we are. No, this is it, isn't it? I have lost myself slightly. Okay. Alright, here's where we need to go. Yes, we need to rest, actually. You can use any room except the one at the end of the hall. You mean this one? And I accidentally left again. Because, yeah, you can very much click too fast through this game. And through all the gold box games, really. Yep, I highly recommend if you're looking at picking up any of the gold box games or the older D&D games, GOG.com does sell them, and they keep them... they have them set up so that they're just load up and they're auto done by DOSBox to work. And now, for some reason, now that we've talked to those guys, now we can go and rescue this woman who's being kidnapped by Minotaurs. Now, the number of Minotaurs in both of these fights are random, and we got a good one here. Only 4 Minotaurs. Okay, 4. But you can have as many as like 8 Minotaurs in this fight. And Minotaurs actually are bulky. They have a lot of hit points, more than most dragons, quite honestly. So they often take at least 2 fireballs to bring down. So having fewer Minotaurs is definitely better. And holy cow, do I seriously just have 2 Minotaurs here? 3. Okay, I'll take it. Though that's an awful frost ice storm roll there. Okay, that was nice. So now we go and talk to the woman. She's like, I have something to give you, but I can't do it here. Come alone to the end of this pier over here. So we have to run back this way again, past a couple of thieves that we catch. These thieves that I'm letting go, if you catch, they steal from you every time you pass there, which is fine because money doesn't matter in this game. But if you catch them enough, you can... Another wrong turn. You can actually go and find a treasure store, so you'll get clues from them, but doesn't really matter. Whoops. Yes, we want to go through it. Now we're in the temple here. Counter patrol. One of the nice things about wands is that you can dual wield them. You can have one wand in one hand and one in the other. Since I know all the ice storms are at the top, I just, even though they aren't identified, I can still use them. So I keep them up there, and I know those are ice storm, and the ones down below are fireballs, because that's how they were placed in the inventory.
Yeah, so as pointed out in chat, we're starting to see Civac Draconians now. They've been a part of the plot for quite a while because they're shapeshifters, and part of why the Draconians are ahead of the good party is because Civacs have been impersonating leaders. But they also have the ability to fly, but as far as combat goes, they're pretty much just really strong fighters. So, not nearly as scary as some of the other things that we come across.
Yep. They're pretty beefy, but really they're the second most inconsequential in as far as this game goes in combat, next to the Baz, who are super weak because they, they just don't have any powerful offensive abilities. They don't paralyze you or use lightning spells or go through multiple phases and finally blow up when you kill them, like the Orax that we'll see later on. Those are lovely. You fight a bunch of Mobats here usually, which I guess Mobats are just kind of like dire bats. They're just very big, nasty bats, and they hunt us in these very long tunnels. So these shadow people are trying to help us. They give us visions of stuff. Anything good here? A shield, I guess I can take. Whoops, took the scroll as well. Doesn't matter. Oh, right here. That's a great place. I can hit him with the Frost Ice Storm, though. All right, now this is where we're supposed to recover the Dragon Lance, but we really don't need the Dragon Lance because we already have, ultra powerful wands of fireballs and ice storms, so we're just going to ignore that. Makes me hurt a little bit inside because it was so much fun to get the Dragon Lance and then dupe the Dragon Lance, so we have 3 warriors with Dragon Lance, but there's a bunch of fights you have to go through and stuff, so it's actually slow. We just don't need it. Just like the awesome plate mail and the girdle of giant strength that I used to pick up with the knights in the tomb. Very fun, but just slow everything down, so.
Besides, part of the plot of the game is that you chasing down the Dragon Lance has you being distracted from the real plot of them raising undead, so you're not falling for the scheme anymore.
Yep, that's right. And we have led the good forces into a trap here in Sanction, which is the city where this big battle is going on now. The good forces have arrived, but we can actually meet the idiot who was around with us in Gilek, whatever his name was again, Slivac something, I can't remember. And he would taunt us and tell us about that, but so we're not going to worry about that. Instead, we are just going to, let's see, where did I go? Not the right place. Okay. This is the way. Okay, worst fight in the game coming up against the Death Knight here. We're going to fix up. We are going to cast a prayer and actually, haha. Okay, I forgot to memorize it. That's okay. Memorize prayer in haste. All right, now we're going to cast prayer in haste. Safety save. This will give the warriors a bigger chance to kill him. Good, they did some damage. Now he has this Death Knight has magic resistance. He's immune to cold. He's very nasty, but we can negate sin more undead. And he throws his own fireballs, and so that is why we safety save, because that fight can go very badly.
Very definitely the hardest fight in the game.
And the worst part is, because of his position here, there isn't a safe way to blast him with fireballs without also hitting the party. So we just have to do that too. And he can even resist it. So, but luckily haste spells make that work. So that was much better. Now, since we're on lowest difficulty, we can just fix up again. Got a relatively big draconian force here. Not very nasty ones though. Just some Capax, Civacs, and Bazes. Haste is super powerful. It doubles your movement and your attacks. One of the things I'm sad about in this game is we don't quite get enough experience to make level 7, at least not on the route that I have. So we don't get the extra 50% attacks that the 3 attacks every 2 rounds that fighters would get, which would give us 3 with a haste spell, but that's fine. So now the gold dragons and red dragons are fighting. Some draconians come to fight us along with the big blue dragon we just killed. And then the golds are going to fly us up to the flying fortresses, and that's where we're approaching the end game now. And we're joined by a Kender Tasselhoff.
No.
He's the only Kender I know about. We actually, in some of our first runs of this, we actually had a Kender. They can do interesting things like taunt the enemy, so that all the enemy will focus on them, which makes them a nice sacrificial piece. But it turns out they just aren't really all that useful, so we routed them out pretty quickly. Tasselhoff is, despite being one of the Kender, he's one of the heroes of the Lance, so he is the closest thing you have, I guess, to a good Kender. And he was actually going to be... Jeez. At least they're pretty small groups. Had to ice storm myself, though. Hate doing that. Oh my word. Please, leave us alone, Mel Brooks. Yeah, guy of the Ewoks. But he is actually going to be semi-useful to us in a couple of ways. He gives us the opportunity to rest at several points, as well as he's actually going to fully heal us before the final battle. So that's convenient too, because the final battle takes place immediately after the worst fight in the game, or the maybe second worst fight in the game, the penultimate fight. We'll see that in a few minutes.
Yeah. Fighting in this castle casually was always kind of scary, because every once in a while rocks will dislodge from the ceiling and damage your party.
Yep. Okay, this isn't a bad formation. The way the tactical map has creatures show up is how this really gets the has one of the biggest effects on combat. That was not good. Okay, okay, Thorian Dan has plenty of hit points left.
I just saw it on the restream.
Okay, now we get a chance to fix ourselves up, thankfully. Okay, I just want that, really. The very nice thing about is that the Bovac, I can never remember the names, the Bovacs exploding, is that they damage everything around them, including each other, and so if a creature is damaged, they can't cast a spell on that turn if they're damaged before their turn comes. So it's one of the other nice things about wands is that you can use them. But so if one of our fighters goes first and blows up a Bovac, and he blows up all the Bovacs around him, they can't use their lightning bolts because they are spellcasters when they use their lightning bolts. All right, now down here. More castle guards.
Oh.
All right, now we find these bedraggled soldiers. We attack them, and then we steal their clothes to use as disguises. Lock approved. Because the Kender, there are no Kenders in the enemy army, so we have to dress Tasselhoff up as a prisoner.
Right, he's pretending to be a prisoner, right.
Yep.
No, you just keep him locked up.
So we jump on some red dragons because we're disguised, and they fly us down to the final fortress here. We can actually sleep in the street because we're on novice difficulty. All right, now...
You gonna go straight to the gate?
Yep.
Oh
I go
boy.
straight to the gate. it's 3 battles, but we can. This can be risky, and sometimes I may have to reload, which is why I saved. But we get to. You don't have to do any other things. You just fight 3 big battles, blow up as many people as you can.
Yeah, there's some stuff that you can do around Krynn to reduce the number of forces at this gate. Convince some humans to rebel, make some Elder Red Dragon go on a rampage, ally with the ogres. Every one of those things makes this fight easier, but if you go straight here, you can just go right in, as long as you could get through 3 battles back to back without resting and without dying.
Yep, if you flee, you have to start all over. And so the world record actually does at least a couple of the things to reduce the guards, but one of the things is I was too lazy to learn what the best ones were. It's just easier to plow my head into it because fireballs make short work of most of them most of the time. At least if I'm lucky enough to go before the enemy. Let's see, 1 dragon. Okay, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, those
Okay, that was the 2 hard ones. I've had a lot of bad luck with these fights recently, but when it goes smoothly like that, it's very worth it. Now, the last battle is by far the easiest. There are some Bovaks who could blow me up, but the last stragglers... But if I get off like 1 fireball, I can hit almost all the Bovaks at once, and no spells, so... Plus the Bovaks, you know, usually blow up... Even if the fireball damage is low, if it's enough to kill 1 Bovak, the chain reaction just wipes them all out. And that's that. And then again, because this is novice, we can then sleep at the gate to refresh ourselves before going in.
While bits of castle are raining down on you.
Yeah, and we're just right straight in front of the, at the feet of all of these guys we slaughtered. Haste, because I like haste. Okay, this is our first Aurak. Do you want to explain the Auraks, David?
Oh boy, so Auraks are by far the worst Draconians. They have a whole lot of stuff going on. So first of all, you don't just kill them, you have to kill them once, and then you have to kill them again. And after the second time you kill them, they turn into blazing balls of energy that will damage you when you're near them. And, well, so normally you're supposed to just be able to walk away and let them just fizzle out. Unfortunately, the engine wasn't sophisticated enough for that at this point, so they still chase you down. Furthermore, they have spellcasting abilities, and they are naturally invisible. They're really bad news. They are awful.
So they might actually be worse in the regular rules than they are here, but they're still a huge pain, having to kill them 3 times, effectively.
Yeah,
or at least 2.5.
Yeah, when they come back as the blazing ball of energy, you can't damage them. You just wait a few turns until they die.
And they're almost impossible to damage with weapons, either. I can hit them on the sides with fireballs, at least until they start blowing up, but... And we have to deal with 4 of them pretty much in a row. Plus, sometimes random encounters will have them. If the random encounters have them, I often will just reload. Because this should be the next to last one, provided we don't get any bad random encounters. Unfortunately, I didn't get any flag skip here. It's something that happened to me in several of my more recent runs, but not this time. But sometimes in gold box games, when I do a lot of the duping, it confuses the game and causes it to drop flags. It's done this to me in Curse of the Azure Bonds, and it actually dropped an important boss flag that... so I skipped the boss fight. Oh god, I didn't save either, so I have to deal with him. Well, luckily he's hanging back here, so if he stays back here and I get to blow him up entirely the entire time, he might not damage my party much. Luckily, since they are invisible, my characters can't see them, and so they won't run forward to attack them, even though I know their place. That's the weird thing about invisibility in this game. Okay, we're good. So yeah, he goes forward to attack now, but that's not a big deal. That worked out fine. So now we find this ornate key. This will allow us to open a chest in here. Oh. I didn't actually look for it. I need to search first. Now I found the key. Okay. Some dragon. A dragon. That was an awesome force. Okay. Use the key. The lock will break if you try anything else. So now we use this formula to put this valve on ourselves so we can get past this awful trap here. And of course, I get one more of these. Come on. Using menus. All. Group of human guards who are super easy to take care of because they're just human guards.
Easier than human power forwards, I take it.
Yep. And human centers as well. That is Dragon Master. But anyway, the last couple of runs I did actually ended up skipping half of the fights in the area. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's what happens when the enemies can go before you.
Oh no!
Whoa.
And now, a thing to remember, too, is that Dragon Breath is based on their hit points. And so all the enemies have half the hit points they're supposed to have. So they should... So I have to do this fight again. Usually that does not happen, and he's going first as well. Awesome. And sometimes that RNG just happens. This is a game of RNG happens.
Mm-hmm.
Again, usually with our 18 dexterities, we will go first in most battles, but sometimes, you know, you get those. So let's go ahead and save just one more time for the heck of it. Cast our haste spell again.
Sometimes RNG decides that the game's just going to drag on.
Yeah, sometimes it decides. That's okay.
See what you did there.
Okay, and now we take the passage, and here's Mertani, the big boss we've been chasing this entire time. He is an Aurak Draconian. Of course he is. So we have to deal with him.
Yeah, so we had... If Auraks weren't bad enough, we have a boss Aurak.
Yep. So he has very powerful spells and abilities that he can use.
Rocking that big bad cloak, though.
Yep. It's not the final battle, though. Okay, he's in his explosive form now. I just basically toss fireballs until they stop working on him and then just let him blow up. Now, we're really bad, but luckily Tasselhoff's going to do a good thing here and help us heal up before the final battle against these huge ancient red dragon messengers with their awesome 44 hit points. Luckily, for whatever reason, this battle is a surprise. Either that or the game treats the pre-battle fear we get as a turn. I don't know, but I always seem to get 2 turns before they move once. So that makes it very easy to blow them up with Ice Storm Wands. And that's the final battle. Time is not yet, but it is coming up. Once we clear the final text boxes. And time.
GG.
GG.
We have saved the land of Krynn from the evil forces of the evil goddess Tarkesis.
Nice. And you show that even dragons are afraid of Kender.
Yes, even dragons are afraid of Kender.
I do have a donation which just came in. If I can read it real fast.
Go ahead.
It's, for $40.97. Cool. It said, I had genuinely forgotten that I played this game, but now that I have been reminded that someone was corrupting dragon eggs, I am sure I was introduced to non-Forgotten Realms D&D by this game. Thanks for reminding me and for helping people get in contact when they are in need during this distancing time. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, so that was AD&D Champions of Krynn. That is actually my second best time I've ever done on this run in a marathon, despite some of the wacky RNG I got, so that isn't bad. But world record's about 44 minutes by a Montana cake eater. He's a madman, and he doesn't do any safety saves, which is where you get that good time, but where you get a lot of it. But yeah, that was fun. I speedrun most of the gold box games. I haven't done all of them yet, but this is the fourth one that I picked up and I speedrun, as well as a couple other things on the side. But this is what I'm known for, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
Thank you for coming. I always love your runs. They're super fun. I've seen you do Pool of Radiance and a bunch of other gold box games. I look forward to them every time. I think everybody should go out and follow MSKain, as well as David, TKI. They do awesome speed runs, and they are super awesome to come here and help us raise money for charity on Questing for Glory. Hope and healing.
I want to thank David for coming in at this early hour to help me commentate. I usually do a lot of commentary myself, since I'm usually the only person running most of these games anyway. But it is a little bit harder to do to commentate on the gold box run sometimes when I'm trying to concentrate on maneuvers, and it's really was nice having a fellow commentator help out with that. So thank you very much, David.
Hey,
happy to help. Thank you for including me.
Also want to give a shout out to the restreamer, who is Risliu, who's doing an awesome job with the tech aspects. Thank you very much for staying up late and/or early. Is there anything else you want to say before we transition over?
I'm good.
Okay.
You all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, and keep donating for all the wonderful incentives and stuff coming up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We sure will. I'm just going to let you know that we have Death End Request 2 coming up next. There's still a bid war going for that, though you got to get it in soon. We may not, if you get it is for the true ending or the bad ending. Only $4 separates that right now, with the true ending in the lead. And English and Japanese, I am shocked no one has donated for super cute voices. If you were at home and thinking, for the bargain price of $2, assuming nobody outbids you, I can listen to super cute voices for an hour and a half, like, you do it. So get those bids in. You can choose Japanese for the language. There's also a ton of bids coming up for Dragon Quest III to name the hero and everything else. So get bids in for that if you are interested. And I will also just mention that we are raising money for NAMI, the National Association for Mental Illness, and that suicide is the third leading cause of death in youth aged 10 to 24, and the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. overall. 90% of those who have died by suicide have an underlying mental illness. A lot of those people don't get help or treatment, either because they can't afford it, they don't have insurance, whatever. NAMI's trying to help with that. And you can call the NAMI helpline for support, information, and referral. Thank you very much.